some expression on the adjournment of the Parliament, and we were able to perceive to those expressions what perhaps the future holds. But the future really is never predictable. And I say that reflecting back that when I came to this Parliament, I was a mere 28 years old. Over 27 years have been in this Parliament, seen it from both sides, from the opposition side and from the side of government. I will be the first to confess, difficult as government is, it's always better on this side. And so I reflect on the good fortune of being able to serve the people of Number 7 over all this time. And the good fortune as I rise now to recognize that at this point in time, I am the longest serving minister in the federal level since independence. And that is an amazing achievement by itself. And I have been fortunate even to have more blessings accorded my way, because the good people of St. Kitts and of Nevis have allowed us the opportunity to serve again as a team unity administration, and have given me the opportunity to continue a second term as the Prime Minister of this country that I love so much, and this country which has been so wonderfully good to me. Neither my entry formally in the hustle and bustle of the politics, nor subsequent events were things that I had any, as it were, prediction would happen. When I entered politics, I had always been involved in politics because my father was really a politician. My mother had no interest in the politics other than through him. She always played a supportive role. My father was a union shop steward. My father's house was the house from which the Labour Party, then great Labour Party, would have had the power from which to do and to conduct their public meeting. My father was the inside agent for the party in the village. And I saw all those things happening, not really keen in understanding them. Sometimes the more things change, the more they remain the same. Because when I became active in the politics, and more so as the representative for the good people of Number 7, who have always been so kind and generous and giving, and have always treated me better than I think I deserve. So I will always owe them a debt of gratitude. Incidentally, when I came home in '93, the elections had already been announced, and I was returned. And in every subsequent election thereafter, I would have won my seat and won every box in the constituency. So I understand the dynamics of it, and I understand being in opposition as well as being in government. And I want to really thank God for the mixed experiences that He has provided me so I could appreciate where we are at now. But I also want to give Him thanks because in spite of very difficult circumstances, when I had the decision to make about going into the general elections, look at all the prevailing circumstances and the fact that the country and the world was being tested by COVID-19. And yet, when we ask what we are going to do, what are the opportunities? You were told that the Constitution is quite clear. COVID or not, a general elections had to be called. And the Attorney General would have given advice, our external legal people would have given advice as to several scenarios. Ultimately, it's always the judgment of the Prime Minister to determine when the elections would have called. And although my good friend, the Attorney General, would from time to time have suggested dates to myself and to the Deputy, it was just one morning I wake up and as if by magic, because I really wasn't thinking of that date. But God sent an angel to say that he had to be this date. And, and it turned out to be a winning date. Because there were developments in between which had made us want to reconsider what it was we were going to do and what time. And that is why I say, in the end, sometimes sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future, not ours to determine. I will always be humbled by my own experiences and appreciate really that I have been given a unique opportunity at such a time like this to lead this country, this island of St. Kitts and Nevis from which my mother came, and also to lead the island of Nevis from which my father hails as the Prime Minister of the state of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I promise, as I have always pledged, that the people of St. Kitts and the people of Nevis should know and could be assured that always the son of the soil will give my country nothing but the best of service. And that is still my pledge, and that is still the pledge of us on this side. Hence we came up with the winning message, the safer and the stronger future, which the people of St. Kitts and Nevis endorse. And endorse in a manner that made history, because the records will also show that for the very first time we have come to Parliament on the government side with so many elected members. That is a record. It has happened under Team Unity. We have expanded our reach because contrary to the propaganda, contrary to what some allow themselves to believe, Team Unity was about enlargement of a space, not restricting it. It was Team Unity at work in every constituency. And the Deputy Prime Minister gave loud recognition to this in his Thanksgiving service in Sandy Point. How the various forces of the Team Unity family, in particular those of PAM and PLP, brought home his seat in record victory. And I see it and I know it, because through every constituency we would have gone and I would have worked in all of them, one would have recognized that there was an instinctive pull, not to the same old time where politics we hear people talking about. People wanted and were investing their confidence in a Team Unity government. So I want to say thank you. Thank you to the people in all of the constituencies that returned Team Unity. Thank you even in those constituencies like St. Christopher 6 that did not deliver to Team Unity but showed that the pull of Team Unity was magical and inspiring even in the stronghold of the party there. I want to commend then Mr. Kevin Williams, now His Excellency, Ambassador Kevin Williams, for taking the torch, the light of the future, and in a short period of time, reminiscent of my own experience, because he was launched once the campaign had already started. Indeed, it was the deputy and I who had gone to St. Paul's to present him. And we were able there again to see the Unity family at work and what that can do. I want to thank the leaders and all the other people who were there in that first meeting that helped us give life to that one. I want, of course, to thank the people from my own constituency. I love them from the bottom of my heart. They are my family, in blood, in spirit, in every way. I want to thank those, of course, from number 8, and we had good run-ins there. And even when some were foolhardy enough to believe that St. Christopher 8 was gone, the spirit of unity again prevailed. The magic of a people excited in the future and having confidence in the success of a movement that had delivered like none before it, gave us back the honorable member of St. Christopher 8 in good peace. And I want to not vote for the people of number 8, because it was not the first time that they did that. In what it was 2015, no, 2010 was not under Unity. 2015, when some got caught up with the noise. The noise, what is it? And the spring chicken presentation. The people wanted substance. And the people, in fact, were not so much caught up with nice and fancy speeches. The substance could be delivered by the member for number 8. And I am happy that he is back here. I want, of course, to thank the people in number 1 for their support. And even as I do so, recognizing, at least on this day, there's another member sitting in that constituency, and we welcome him. He and I go back many years. We were part of the same movement. And so he knows me and I know him. And until such time, we welcome him and we commend his accession to the Parliament, and we look forward to the future. In number 2, I want to commend the people of Central Bastia, who again did what they completed the task which they started in 2015, and they returned the member for number 2 in the Team Unity banner. I want to congratulate the people of Central Bastia and, of course, commend the new member for Central Bastia, the Honorable John L. Powell. And again, we want to commend all. It was this sense that we were together, the very old, whatever their party loyalties, like people like Alice and all those other people, Dumpling and all these other people, were saying loud and clear, we were giving our vote for Team Unity. Of course, I would want to thank the people of West Bastia, the people of St. Christopher 8, the people of St. Christopher 6, the people of St. Paul's, 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 the people of St. for their support to Mrs. Aquila Byron Nisbet. That again was a surprise victory, but it was a victory of the people of West Barstow. The people again were able to distinguish between the noise, between the talk, and a personality who genuinely wanted to bring action to the people of West Barstow. And they expect that Aquila will deliver for them. And she will have the fullest support, as with all of the citizens everywhere, that our team unity government would deliver. I want, of course, to commend the people of Number 4 for returning the Honorable Lindsay Grant to the Parliament and by extension to the Cabinet. The nature of the victory indicating again that the spirit of the team inspired through and through. Again, it was a constituency in which considerable effort and resources were expended from, and I mean people and time, from challengers all the way downwards. And I want to thank those people who, in the end, gave their support for the efforts of the government. And of course, I've already said thank you to the people of St. Christopher 5 for returning the Honorable Sean Richards. More power to the people of Sandy Point SP, where some of the best meet. And thank them, of course, for their support. We want to thank the people of my father's land of Nevis for their support in the Team Unity movement, and to thank them for enlarging the victory there with a good brother who is the oldest of the young lot. We welcome the Honorable Alexis Jeffers to this side of the Parliament, and we look forward to his outstanding service to the people of the Federation, to the portfolio assignments that have been bestowed on him. And equally, my good friend, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, we thank him, and we certainly are pleased by his outstanding performance. And I know from our distant history that he's a man who certainly we could count on to deliver the stronger and safer future. I want to commend the people of Nevis for their support for the Honorable Mark Grantley, and for returning him again to serve as part of the Team Unity movement, and to contribute his talents for the stronger and safer future. And I want to thank all of my colleagues, really, for this partnership in service of nation building. I want to thank my teacher, the Honorable Attorney General, for agreeing to serve us for such a time like this, a period of turbulence, a period of great uncertainty, but yet a future which we are sure has to be stronger and safer. And our work today and tomorrow will certainly make it that way. I want to thank him for many reasons, because little is known that he was one of the founding members and perhaps visionaries of the Team Unity movement. And he spent a long time. He usually takes a long time in doing things. So he took a long time in doing the documentation and a number of things that were required for us to understand what we were getting into, what vision, what ideas were going to motivate us and motivate the people. And even in the difficult times of leadership in opposition, when the full weight of an adversarial government comes against you, he taught me three things, which I forgot too. And it will come back to me, because I hadn't intended to speak to them. But he taught me courage, perseverance, and stamina. A sense of justice. That was it. So I want to thank him for preferring those virtues to me, and which helped me even in difficult times. When we brought Senator Wendy Phipps to be part of the government, it was, as it were, in recognition that she was someone who could give outstanding support to the government in policy determination, in policy implementation, and its outreach. And I'm happy that for the second term, she has agreed to come and to serve. And I am certain in the areas in which I have advised the Governor General to assign portfolio responsibility, she will bring them alive, and she will ensure that the fruits of her labor redound to the benefit of the people and the ordinary people, our workers who are displaced, our workers who have to negotiate, our small business people who need the support of the government. She will ensure that we are able to deliver while we create the kind of business environment that will bring more investors and excite the imagination of our young people into the view that they can do. I say this to say then, I present again this team Unity Administration for consideration each day. Each day we promise that we shall earn again the trust, the confidence, and the support of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. That is the pledge, and that is the commitment. And whatever we have to do, we will do to deliver on the highest expectations of our people. It is nice when people aspire for higher heights and higher levels and higher values. These are the things that turn the magic of nation building into real results for the people of our country. So again, my heartiest congratulations to all the people who have made this Team Unity government happen for a second time. I want in the few remaining minutes, that are available to me to also thank our Deputy Speaker, Dr. Bernicia Nisbet, for agreeing and for accepting the mandate to serve the country in this capacity. It is a good position to enter in the Parliament. And I know that you are genuine, you are sincere, you are a hard worker. You have a message that would inspire young ladies, young boys, people in our rural and urban communities. And I know you are going to be a good example for our young people, our women folks, and in fact for all of us. Your life story is one when told in the fullness of time will be one that brings people in amazement. Talking about perseverance, you have shown that. Talking about humility, you have shown that. Talking about a capacity for service, you have that. You have that. And so I want to commend you and thank your mother, and thank all of your families who would have agreed. And I know future is bright. I would say no more. with respect to that, lest it be misinterpreted. But the future is bright for all of us. I want to also extend welcome. I wish that I could have said it at the inaugural sitting of the Parliament, but who knows what the future would have been. And on the first sitting, it was inconvenient for the opposition to show up. We are happy that they are here now, albeit in diminished numbers, but they are here. So I welcome each one of them. I welcome back the leader of the opposition. He's going his fourth round as a leader of the opposition. Again, we welcome him. And he knows what his future will be, but I wish him all the best. I welcome the two members and appreciate that perhaps they, if they use their imagination, their independent spirit and thinking, can certainly contribute properly, not just to the debate, but to nation building. There are times when some enter the Parliament and have been there long enough to see persons come and go. And because they did not do what was expected of them, the tenure had been short. Tenure had been short. So there's a lot to learn. And I am a student of history. So I welcome all of you. I hope that the quality of the conversation, because when we come into Parliament, we must appreciate that this is democracy at work. This is what it is. Because in the context of the Westminster parliamentary system, which is what we have, the Parliament stands at the fulcrum of democracy. It is here we come and we do debate and we exchange ideas for nation building, for moving the country forward, for dealing with our international obligations and obligations to the domestic society, as we did this morning. And so I'm looking forward at the next opportunity that we could have a real conversation reflecting where we are. One people, one country. All of us want the best for our country. May we want to take different pathways to get there. So I appreciate that the Parliament should be and can be the contest of ideas. Mr. Speaker, I want to join those before me in expressing condolences to all those who are bereaved. Some from my constituency have done that, I've seen them. I won't bother to go through identifying them. I want, though, to recognize the passing of Lloyd Lazar, who had been a very diligent public servant, provided service in a multiplicity of areas of public life, sports, communication, community development, etc. He had been on the vanguard, and he had had a difficult last number of years. We hope that his soul now can rest in eternal peace. Equally, I commend the soul of Constable Maku to eternal rest. Maku has been somewhat of a villager of Tabernacle. He made many friendships there. He moved elsewhere. And he also served for a while as part of the security team to the office of the Prime Minister. So I knew him well, and he is well known and well loved by my family. To his wife, who is bereaved, and his immediate and extended family, I want again to extend our deepest condolences. I want also to remember Richard Keynes, and I'm not going to tarry long. The family has offered me the opportunity to speak at his interment, and In considering whether I've had the opportunity to interact with his family, those here and those who would have returned, Richard was a strong advocate for team unity, believed in it. And even when you visited him, his confidence in this government, which he helped to shape, had never been diminished. And so, as low as he went in health, he promised me, in the presence of Joy and other caretakers, that he will show up at the swearing-in ceremony at Warner Park. And he came in his wheelchair. And he inquired whether or not I had seen him after I had taken my seat. That was the commitment he had to the cause and to the movement. It never diminished. Because for him it was more than what was in it for him. It was seeing a difference which a team unity could make to national life, to the politics, etc. And then again, he would promise that he would come to the inaugural sitting of the National Assembly. And he came again in his wheelchair. He said to me, in his usual style, well, I could dead now. I see my government back in. And so I said that just to say that for him, the investment in time and other resources that he would have put in the support for the team unity government, the Deputy Prime Minister spoke to the radio programs, the public meetings, etc., of which he was one of the key supporters of his own initiative. And he put all that in, and I was happy to learn that he was satisfied and felt a sense of vindication. In closing then, we pass this way but once. What we have to do is to do the best we can each day. Not wait until tomorrow, as some people are wont to do. We do the best we can, to everyone we can, each day for the rest of our lives. And St. Kitts and Nevis, I am sure, will be better for us having passed this way but once. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.